In 1923, the Nicholsons bought a house on Hadrian's Wall in northeast Cumberland, and this became their base for the rest of the 1920s. But it was most exciting when Christopher Wood visited them in 1928. And here we have 3 pictures of Cumberland by each of the artists of Norik Hill. The Winifred has this wonderful pink magenta colour in this lane leading up to the farmhouse. And what I particularly like about this picture is the way in which she leads your eye in so easily into the centre of the picture. You come along the track here with the hedge, or perhaps this bit of grass, and come up and you find yourself in the farmhouse. And then over here we have the Scottish hills in the distance. This is a painting by Christopher Wood, which he painted in the spring of 1928 when he came to stay with the Nicholsons in Cumberland. It's the same farmhouse as the previous picture, but what's interesting is how characteristic each of these pictures is of the different artists. But for Wood, he finds it more difficult to lead your eye in. It's much more gestural here, and there's a slight sort of lack of certainty about the way he paints it. But I find it a very engaging picture, and what's interesting to see is how at ease he was in painting in Cumberland en plein air. This is the version by Ben Nicholson of Norik Hill, but it's painted in 1930, 2 years later than the Christopher Wood. And what we can see is how interested he is in really scraping down the surface, which gives it a tension almost by the way in which he creates this feeling of an old object. This is a particularly emotive picture because it's the only one that we know that belonged to Christopher Wood by Ben Nicholson.